Alright, we're lighting up the grill. I think we're going to sear some ribeye steaks this evening. It seemed to be a request of one of the comments that where's the sear, and I guess the sear grate wasn't quite enough, so we're going to go with a full side sear on these ribeyes, and that's where we're going with all this smoke tonight. So a full sear tonight is going to be accomplished by using my skillet. I'm going to get that up to super high temp and then start searing away on the steaks there. I think in the past, I want to share this with the regulars that have watched me for a while, where I was using the button to get the charcoal to really kind of get started. After I found out what this switch does, this became sort of like not as good anymore. I found what I felt was a better way, and after doing it a few times, I think I'm ready to share it because it should stand the test. When I read the user manual for the MasterBuilt 1050, they speak to what this switch does. And by leaving, right now I've got the temperature set for a low of 225 because I'm just really lighting the coals and getting this all kind of lightly preheated. And then I'm going to take it up to around 475 or 500 to get this pan really ready to be seared. And I'll probably drop it down a little bit. But anyway, that's not quite where I was going with this. So with the temperature probe over here, what will happen when you open up the grill is the fan comes on and it's pushing the heat all the way through the manifold, and this becomes sort of the hot end of things. So this probe takes over, and in that I've got this now set for 225. When this reaches 225, the fan shuts down, and it will cycle through that temperature range. I think there's a top limit safety on that, but I've heard a number like 500, but I don't see where that takes over for what I've noticed it doing. So right now the fan is not running. It says it's at 225 even with the hood open. So that really opens up an awful lot for us to not have to have the hood down. That's just one more flexibility of the MasterBuilt 1050 that really isn't advertised. Like, I can sit here and cook hamburgers with this up because it will maintain that whatever I set in the way of the temperature here. And maybe the 500 is you can't go over 500 with the hood open. I don't know. But anyway, with the grill coming up, it was at like 65 degrees because that's just the temperature out here that it was in. After I lit the coals, I closed the doors and I left the hood open, and the fan came on and it just started heating all this up, and I'm seeing my Lazzari sparks flying down through the manifold, and it got up to 225, and then it started cycling. And when we get around to closing the hood, all that built up heat in there is going to fill up this chamber really quick. So the fan is running right now, and it's already quieting down. So all that built up heat inside it just didn't take very long. But the advantage of opening the hood while I was going through the lighting process would have replaced me putting my finger over here. I'm just letting the fan do it, catch up to the temperature that I preset it to, and that really gets all that charcoal, that campfire effect in there really, really lit. So to heck with pushing a button. Sorry to say, I kind of like that idea of pushing the button and seeing the smoke, but that's not what I was doing it for. So if you haven't gotten around to, if you do use your finger to push the button, just light the fire. After about a minute, close it all up, set your temperature over here, probably up to, you know, the highest I've done it to is 375. And then just open the hood. And if you watch inside, if it's like kind of dark like it is right now, you'll see all the fire going right on in there. But like right now, it's set for 225. The fan is off. The hood is open. So kind of cute. I thought that the grill is better than what they advertised on the box by having this feature. So in a little bit, I'm going to kick this up, and then I'll bring the stars of the show out. But meanwhile, like I said, I'm just building the fire in the engine here, and it's not just a singular hotspot. It's had a chance to kind of burn a little bit. So nice, even, ready to go fire, and that gets you caught up. So let me get the steaks. So I got the steaks here. These were the best that they had in the cabinet. And I've got the grill up to 500 degrees right now. So the whole idea is that this pan is ready to go. This is what we're going to hear. Boy, I love the sound of that. Awesome. Well, it's sitting here at 500 and searing away, and I just did a quick check on the temperature, and it's getting ready for me to flip it over. So these are cooking quick. So just thought I would kind of say that I think this is going to be a short video unless I add some more to it. One of the things that I might be able to share is that I think if you've looked at my video, all my videos, you'll see at some point there's references to the Tesla, because this started out as a Tesla channel for me and got abandoned for a few years while I was taking care of family. But one of the things about it being a Tesla channel is that it's kind of like all things Elon Musk, and I really found myself watching all of his rocket launches. I mean, where do you see anybody building rockets that land like Buck Rogers? I mean, you know, they come down and land on their fins. I mean, that's beautiful. Anyway, the story here that I'm getting at is there are times where in that direction, his Vandenberg Air Force Base, and if I know to watch for a video or like a YouTube posting of a SpaceX rocket launch out of Vandenberg, and I'm watching it live on the phone, that after I see it launch on the phone, I can look over there, and about a couple of minutes later, it's up high enough by then that I can actually watch the smoke trail that it leaves. And one of the ones that was very memorable was an evening shot. It was dark down here, so when it took off, I could actually see the blowtorch effect, and it was more or less just a dot going up. But as it got up high enough, it still had sun up there, but it's half hour, an hour after sunset, so you don't really think of it. But the rocket got into daylight, and then at that point it became very clear what was going on with the trail, and then it was magical in the way that it flared out and all that. I think you may have seen one over LA where it kind of looked like a big bulbous magical effect up in the sky. So it's something that I always try to look for. Weather-wise, we're talking 150, 200 miles. Who knows how far it is exactly. But it's a situation where you don't always get a clear enough sky to see something like that. So I just thought I would just kind of share that sometimes in the future I might be doing a cook here and be able to turn the camera during a launch if I time it right. So anyway, that being said, yeah. So I'm definitely getting a sear. Oh, I'm going to be happy tonight. These steaks are a little bigger than the one that I had last time. Oh. Let's see how it goes. I'm thinking it's ready. Oh, blast the steam in the face there. Yes, indeed. I think that turned out a little better than I was hoping for. So. Quite a light show tonight. I think I'll shut her down. Get to that in a little bit. Put the blades in, but I want to take you there. What I wanted to show is that in the past, when it gets low and light like this, it's kind of hard for me to figure out exactly where this goes in. And the camera right now is lighting it up really well, but from my point of view, it's the only thing I'm seeing are these white strips. They're having the white strip. I'm hoping that it's easier to find it and close it. Let's try this one. Yeah. I think that worked out. I'm glad I did that. Just wanted to share it with you. Alright, so the grill is turned off. Nothing over here. Blades are in. Doors closed. So all that's getting ready to shut down. And I still have a view. And Vandenberg is usually off in that direction. So we get a good chance to see like a little street going up in the sky. Alright, well with that being said, thanks very much for stopping by, and I will see you. Well, I am going to try to take care of this invisible problem I have of putting the slides in. I mean, even right now, you can barely see where the slide has to go. And in that I have focal distances in my glasses, sometimes it just doesn't line up for me to see it better. So my intent is to take a pen, a paint pen, and highlight them so that I can see them easier. Okay, now that I've got a little white line on there, that made it easy. Got another little white line on there. That made it easy. Alright, well that's what I did. I'll see if that works when it gets dark at about 5 o'clock next time.